Hi, this is Mark Small for Civil Discourse Now. This is January 18th, 2015. I ended the last podcast by saying, what would you do? What would you do if you were the head of a hostile foreign power, a dictatorship? Oh, let's say you're called Russia and your name is Putin, and you'd gotten the president of the United States selected. You handpicked them. And let's look at how the court was able to help that. Citizens United meant you can't ask kind of what corporations are donating money and who's on the boards and stuff like that. That makes it really easy for another country to take us over while big corporations are going, we stand for America. Okay, so the court really has enabled a lot of that. So what would you do to put like whipped cream and a cherry on top of taking over that country? Because in 2016, I think it was all kind of a surprise. Now, one of the things that in all likelihood happened, from what I've gotten bits and pieces of it did, was that whatever codes or things the Russians didn't have already, they got within 15 minutes of their operatives getting a private audience with the new president on January 21st, 2017. Trump is the biggest traitor and person who's committed treason in our country's history, more so than Benedict Arnold. Arnold betrayed this country, sold us out, but it was before this was a nation state, so it really wasn't the country. We were fighting to establish ourselves as a country, and that was before the Constitution. So Trump really did a number on this country. So what would you say, like, what would you do if you were Putin? Well, now that you've got an idea of what you can get done, well, let's see. Put the most incompetent people possible to head cabinet level positions here in the United States. And it's not just incompetent. You're putting people in office here who want to actively destroy whatever the subject is for which they're secretary. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a good example. He wants really to destroy the nation's health. A lot of people will die. Too bad. The person who wants to be Secretary of Defense, man, they did a rope-a-dope on the confirmation hearings where he just keeps on talking and he doesn't really answer any questions. So that's what Russia has gotten done to us. Why does Putin hate us? Well, we invaded Russia in 1919. Now, a lot of people don't realize that, and we had a lot of people over there, and they have a long memory, a lot longer than ours. We also shot down a whole bunch of Soviet pilots in helicopters and jets in Charlie Wilson's war, Afghanistan, 80 to 84, whatever we were providing them aid. So that's very real for Putin. Now, what happens if Trump takes office? He's unqualified, realize. He unqualified himself by meeting the requirements for disqualification under Amendment 14, Section 3. And I'm sorry, but you can't listen to what the Supreme Court says about, well, that actually was, oh yeah, Congress gets to do that. They're reading shit in. Now, that's there to be used to stop people from engaging in insurrection and taking over this country. The sponsor of the 14th Amendment of Congress, this is like right at the end of the Civil War, said we don't want any language in there limiting the reach of this amendment and this section only to what just happened with the Confederacy. We want to be able to handle any similar incidents in the future. And so that's there for the purpose of stopping people who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States from taking office. You can't take an oath to swear to uphold and defend and protect the Constitution when you openly are violating it and have said you're going to basically violate it, you get into the office again. So President Biden has to invoke emergency powers and stop Trump from taking office. We'll wind this up on the next segment. You take care.